Equine enthusiasts descended upon Gloucestershire in eager anticipation of the fourth running of the Hayes Golden Button Challenge. 52 riders bedecked in a wide variety of attires from the sublime to the ridiculous gathered prior to the contest with familiar faces set to take part, including professional jockeys Paul Carberry, Eddie Ahern and Davy Russell. After a gentle hack down to the 3-mile start, riders were keen to get in a few last practice jumps over the first obstacle, the square bale. With event organiser David Redvers on hand to ensure everything was in place, last-minute tactics discussed, and guest starter Richard Dunwoody getting into position, all was set for the gruelling gallop across the banks of the River Severn, negotiating 24 daunting jumping tests in the heart of Ledbury Hunt country. Calling them home was Mark Johnson.
Starter Richard Dunwoody is calling them forward for the fourth running of the Hayes Golden Button Challenge. Couple of this massive field at the back, but he's dropped the flag and they're off and running, and Simon and Davy Russell were the first to break the line, taken on by, on the inside, Paul Carberry with the white face blaze ahead as they go over the first. One of them prominent has gone, and also down at the back I can see Harry Wallace has come to grief on Blackadder, so winning point-to-point rider Harry Wallace down at the first, but he's very quickly remounted. All that time spent in the Pony Club is not put to waste. They're going now to the split hedge and fence, which is fence number 2. And once again, Paul Carberry very prominent as one of the loose horses has taken out one of the gates in the centre of that split fence, but they all appear to have got over the second, and they go out into the country. Onto the big ditch, fence number 4. They're fanning out now to get a good sighter at this fence. Blaze ahead, Paul Carberry putting the brakes on there and has banked the hedge. And behind, Simon has refused and has thrown Davy Russell. Simon is running loose and it looks as though he's about to go into the River Severn. Davy Russell is up okay as they go over fence number 5 and across country out now towards the 6th, another hedge. Split rail and hedge coming up, and it's Zoe Gibson and Piper who are going to lead over that, jump it really well too, and the one who's just taken out the top bar once again was Blaze ahead, and Paul Carberry in 6th just hunting up the leaders as they make a slight right-handed turn. 1/3 distance and already plenty of loose horses, and a dangerous point of the track now as we go through the chicane, through the gateway and away to the right, then immediately it's left hand down, boys, and swing out away towards the far side. All the leaders have got through safely, meandering their way through but slightly hampered by a couple of loose horses, and out now towards the second of these 3 miles. Through halfway and on now towards the ditch and pen, and it's Paul Carberry and Blaze ahead out in front. Over in second, Ken Purcell, Zoe Gibson on Piper, jump it well in third, and the chasers all going over the ditch and pen, and they race on now towards the final half of the Hayes Golden Button Challenge. On now to a stack post and rails, and Blaze ahead has refused. Blaze ahead refused under Paul Carberry, and he's badly hampered Ken Purcell. And in that melee, both horses have stayed on their feet. That has left Zoe Gibson and Piper out in front. 18-year-old Dougie Gittins and Bono are also staying on now. They've also become very prominent with that melee at that post and rails. On the downhill sweep now towards the final mile, and still Piper and Zoe Gibson out in front. But here in 4th, a remarkable recovery now by Blaze ahead and Paul Carberry. Grand National winning jockey Paul Carberry just doesn't know when he's beaten. He's flown over here especially for this ride. He's cut the corner at the top of the hill, and remarkably Blaze ahead, who was balked and refused less than a mile ago, has now taken the lead with 3/4 of a mile to run in the Hayes Golden Button Challenge. Paul Carberry out in front, and now back to 4th, the long-time leader Piper. Haxton is beginning to stay on now for Yvonne Goss, but racing down towards this very big hedge. This is the Ledbury hedge, and it is Paul Carberry out in front on Blaze ahead. The 5th from home is the post and rails, and the 2007 winner World Wide Web is out in front. He's in tight, he's crumpled, he's down. World Wide Web has fallen under James Ridley and has left Blaze ahead, and Paul Carberry out in front as they go now towards the 4th from home. And he gets a little slow into that fence, Blaze ahead, but he's still clear by about 6 lengths over Piper and Zoe Gibson in 2nd. Bono and Dougie Gittins staying on in 3rd. They are now over the 3rd from home, a very long run. Now on towards the final double. Paul Carberry steals a look over his left shoulder, and now he's pushing along on Blaze Ahead, the professional who flew here today to ride this horse trained by Brendan Powell. Paul Carberry out in front on Blaze Ahead. The lead is still about 5 lengths. 2 in second. Piper giving Zoe Gibson a great ride. Bono's back in third. Looking way back, I can see that last year's winner, Treble Trouble, has been pulled up, but on now towards the final double. Very close together, a bit like the final 2 fences at Galway. Paul Carberry will feel as though he's at home. On towards the second last hedge. Blaze Ahead beginning just to wander under pressure. He's over 2 out, but the lead is down to only 3 lengths, and he's beginning to stutter into the final fence, but he's over safely on the short run in, and up the line Paul Carberry and Blaze Ahead take the Hayes Golden Button Challenge. To again Piper and Zoe Gibson in second. Dougie Gittins on, Bono were back in third, and here comes in fourth Haxton under Yvonne Goss, who's coming home to take a clear 4th place.
Flat jockey Eddie Ahern uprooted the final fence on way to claiming 5th place, with spectators watching on as the fierce competition for bragging rights continued down the field, with a variety of styles on offer and celebrations to boot. As the 32 finishers gathered at Town Street Farm in Turley, a delighted Paul Carberry was a worthy recipient of congratulations from friends and weighing room colleagues. With horses rugged up and just a few fences to repair, all that was left was for competitors and spectators